Hi everybody, Robert Dyer, and welcome to the Robert Dyer channel Christmas Countdown, where tonight I'm very excited to have a surprise special product that's new for this Christmas season. And I know that many people would like to see more beer reviews, and I haven't been able to do as many as I would like. Partly because of the situation in the world this year, and partly because of the liquor laws in Montgomery County make things more challenging than in other places. But here I have from a brewery right here in the state of Maryland, because it's important to support our local businesses right now. And this is the Guinness Brewery in Baltimore. I don't think it's been open that long in recent years, and it's called the Open Gate Brewery. I have not been there in person, but I've heard a lot of good things about it. But this, I was able to get a 4-pack of their limited edition Imperial Gingerbread Spiced Stout. It's probably one of the top flavors for Christmas is gingerbread, of course, and we're going to test this out now. And first we're going to go over to the Nightmare Before Christmas Advent Calendar and open a couple of windows on there as we try to catch up. We're way behind here, but we're going forward. I'm going to open 2 of these today, because I want to get to this beer. I don't want to spend the whole video opening the doors on here. So here we got a blue bag on the 15th. Okay, so let's see who's behind December 15th. And it's another major character, Sally. We had one, I believe, of her already. Okay, so this one, if you can tell, she's sitting on the ground instead of standing. Still got the dark circles and the threads stitching up. A lot of detail on this. Let's go to December 16th. Not surprisingly, a white bag. So let's see who's behind door number 16 for December. 0 again. Remember, we had 0 before. This one doesn't look all that different from the first one. There's something different about the, I don't want to say material, but I wonder if this is a glow-in-the-dark. Most everything else is the same. Let's test it out. No, it is not glow-in-the-dark. And I'm going to try to zoom in for a close-up here. It's very hard to read some of this with the reflective packaging, but here you have the logo for the brewery, Baltimore, Maryland, the Guinness logo, and then you have the snowflakes here, nice gold foil lettering on here, raised up, very upscale. See, it says aged in Kentucky bourbon barrels. 260 years of Irish brewing experience meets American beer creativity. This winter treat was brewed with allspice, ginger, cinnamon, and nutmeg, then aged in bourbon barrels. Rich notes of gingerbread with warm notes of bourbon. Aroma, one of my favorite things. Cinnamon, nutmeg, and ginger. Flavor, baking spices, sweet, warming bourbon. And the ABV is 11%, so you're talking almost 3 times a Budweiser or something like that. And then just to show you the bottle, it's pretty much the same information as the box, just less of it. And you see it says Guinness Brewing Company, Baltimore, Maryland, right here in the state of Maryland. And there's the logo on the top of the cap. So I tried to get a clear cup, and again, it's 2020. It's not the size it should be, but it is clear because I thought it was important to see the color on this as well as the head. Now I'm going to try to open this up without incident here, which is always a challenge. Well, we had some technical difficulties there. I was about to say there she blows, and the cap landed in the cup. So to be extra careful in this dangerous time, I'm getting a fresh cup out here, fortunately. Now see what the aroma is. Oh, that has a very, I've had a lot of these beers that have a spice for the winter, like Sam Adams, which is pretty good, but this is the most, mostly they have like a generic spice aroma. This has a very unusual one. Now you can see that's not exactly a massive head on this. The lacing on the side of the cup dissipates pretty quickly. This is like prune juice level head on this in terms of foam. The wider cup is a really strong berry aroma. I just feel like it's kind of a combination of if you had fresh berries, but also you cooked the berries, kind of like you're putting them in a pie or for some other use. Let's go ahead and see how it tastes. A lot of things going on in it. I do taste a sort of a, there's a sort of a, I can only describe it like a cherry, raisin, maybe even a little bit of prune. It's got a little bit of a zing to it as it goes through. It's like a wave of a zing, and it dissipates immediately. You just sort of feel it going back as it goes down the back of the throat. The finish is it's not as bitter as coffee or as a lot of beers. It does seem like the bourbon barrels add a little something to it. You can tell it's a fairly strong beverage. I think there's definitely that zing that you can feel as it goes down is probably that cinnamon. There's not a overwhelming cinnamon flavor, it's just you're getting really cinnamon, something that would give that zing that I'm noticing. You definitely get the blend of the different spices. It's a very complex flavor. It definitely has an element of liquor, of the bourbon in it. It's got that same sort of, if you took a sip of bourbon, some of the same sort of characteristics. and the way it would go over well in the winter time like this when it's about 20 something degrees outside. I can taste the ginger. It's not like a ginger ale though. There's enough slight bitterness to this, and like I say, the bourbon element, that it is, you can definitely tell it's a strong drink. Obviously a Four Loko is a Four Loko Gold with 14%, talking 11% here. This is definitely something to drink when you come in from the cold. Bob, I'm here at the Motel Zero in Youngstown, Ohio. Earlier this morning, I went to Save-A-Lot and picked up a loaf of gingerbread, brought it back to the motel room. Tonight I had a Pepe's pizza with the special mushrooms, tastes good man, and a couple of Four Lokos. And next thing I knew, I'd fallen asleep with my head resting on the loaf of gingerbread. I awoke with a start outside of City Hall in downtown Youngstown. I looked over on the sidewalk and I couldn't believe it. I saw a living gingerbread man.
I am Evil Dave Bretterman. I have come to life one day because I found out there is no ginger man or gingerbread man cookies in the stores this Christmas. A Christmas without gingerbread man cookies requires Evil Dave Bretterman to come to life.
You really think that gingerbread is the top Christmas food?
It is, and I'm tired of pretending it's not. Now, just get a load of this fuzzy sweater I have on, this custom belt buckle that's got my name on it, these incredible red corduroy pants, and I've got this gap between my front teeth so big you could drive a Pepperidge Farm cookie truck through it. BTFU! I'm the Pied Piper of Bob Hamlin. Get me on the next bus out of Kansas City. Now, with my clever disguise, I will travel through the downtown of Youngstown with Just Take It From Me, America's #1 gingerbread man, Evil Dave Bretterman. Evil Dave Bretterman. Woo!
Well, I would describe this somewhat as you were eating gingerbread cookies. Gingerbread man cookies, you might say. And you were also having a Guinness, and you were also having bourbon at the same time. The flavor definitely screams holiday and Christmas party, which this year you may just be enjoying yourself at home. And I think this is definitely going to provide that for you if you get it. I don't know how widely available this is around the country. It may be available everywhere, but I know it's definitely available in stores here in the Maryland area. So I would certainly highly recommend this. I'm going to give it a very solid 4 out of 5 stars. Definitely would recommend it if you can get a hold of it. It seems like I definitely say that I like this, and it's much more interesting, much more complex flavor than the Sam Adams Winter flavor, so which is pretty good by itself. But I would, if you had both of those in front of you, I'd definitely get this Imperial Gingerbread Spice Stout to celebrate this holiday season. I hope you like this video. Share it with your friends. Please subscribe, and I'll see you next time, if the Lord sees fit, tomorrow on this Christmas countdown. Bye, everybody.
TFU.